nervös. Jag är nervös.
Är du?
Ja, jag är alltid nervös framför kameran.
Men jag kommer inte ihåg frågorna så att jag vet inte om jag ska vara nervös.
Varför? Nej. Welcome to my channel, Erica.
Thank you.
You get to introduce yourself.
Okay.
First.
Yeah. My name is Erica. I work as a CFO here at Voyado.
What is a CFO?
A CFO is a Chief Financial Officer. Good question. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. So I try to handle all the financial part, payroll, legal, and business development.
Super. How long have you worked as a CFO?
Since late 2019.
2019.
So around 3 years.
3 years, okay. A little background of what you work with, just a small...
Yeah, absolutely. So I come from a completely different background, from the investment side. So I used to invest in entrepreneurial companies and try to help them grow. That's how I came into Voyado, because in 2017 I met with the founders and I worked during 1 year to convince them that I should be the one investing in Voyado. So I started at the board and then worked with Voyado closely during around 1.5 years, and then I came over to the dark side.
Just a little quick recap. Erica is my boss at Voyado, and I'm very thankful that you have come and joined me on this interview.
And
really.
We are very thankful that you came and joined us at Voyado.
Thank you very much. Actually, I've enjoyed my time here.
Oh, that's good.
Now we're going to jump into the questions, and the first question was just a little glimpse of how old you are and a little bit of family background.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm 36 years old, born and raised here in Stockholm, but lived in Australia for 1 year when I was 13, 14, and then in Paris twice. First when I was around 19, and then when I was around 23-ish, somewhere around there, and then in Madrid as well. And I was on my way to moving to Dubai, but I didn't want to do it, so I moved back to Sweden.
Okay, you're all traveled. That's nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah.
What was your dream job growing up like?
I wanted to become a police.
Really?
Yeah. And if everything would go the wrong direction, I would actually want to come back into those thoughts. I love crime scenes and everything like that. So yeah, my daughter wants to become a police right now, so
really?
I'm really encouraging her to, because I think that would be good.
You know what's funny? I want to become a police.
Oh, it's true?
And I did the test now. I failed it twice. But
oh, you did?
Yes.
What kind of test was that?
I'm always failing on the logic test.
Ah, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I'm terrible at logic.
Me too.
Yeah, that's the only one.
It was actually my mom. She's a doctor, and she convinced me not to become a police because she thinks she's seen too many hurt people at the hospital, so that's why.
I understand. Okay. Did you have any role models while you're a teenager or as a child? And who were they?
No, I think I looked up to my mother a lot. So to be frank, I'm a workaholic, and my mother is a workaholic, and I think just to succeed as a woman, it's been rare in the past. Now it's becoming more equal between the genders, but just being able to do both, like to both have a career and to have a family. Yeah. Like in my early career, I met with some colleagues that told me that I was a woman. I should go back home and focus on my family and focus on kids. And that really triggered me. So becoming be able to doing both.
Yeah, to be balancing both.
Yeah.
But so you could say that your mom was your role model.
Yeah, in some way, yeah. And when I was one, no, I don't think I really had a role model. No.
I think the time we've spent together, how many days, how many months, the little time we've spent together, I think you've been added onto the list of my role models.
Oh, thank you so much.
Really, to be honest.
And why is that?
Because I want to come into the space where I can still work as you are, because I see how hard you work, and still in the time you're like, I have to pick up my kids, I have to do this on the weekend. I'm like, how do you do this? How does this woman do this? So I feel like now I'm focused on myself, what I want, and I feel like I don't want to include a lot of people in my space, because I feel like not even the time is enough for me. But when I see you do all the juggling, I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. What did you study, and how come you chose to study and work with finance?
So I went to the Stockholm School of Economics in Stockholm. Yeah, exactly. So after wanting to be a police, I then decided, okay, so what is not as dangerous police? Okay, I want to become a lawyer. Right. So that was my first thought. And then I walked down the Champs-Élysées in Paris, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be too narrow as a lawyer, because if I become a lawyer, it's very national. Then you become like, you do something really, really good in your practice in a country. Now with the European, you can probably become a bit broader. But then I realized, okay, I want to be able to move abroad with my work. So becoming a lawyer, that would like limit my chances to work abroad. So it was actually in Paris then when I decided, okay, let's do something else. And I called a couple of friends just to discuss it. And luckily enough, I had very good grades from upper secondary school, so I just chose Handels because then you needed the top grades, and I don't know, I just did it.
You just did it,
yeah.
And then it went fantastic.
Well, I don't know if it went fantastic, but
you were a boss, so I guess it did. But that was a quick choice.
Yeah, I think I tried to narrow the time for each decision. I don't really. Especially nowadays, I have so many decisions I have to do at work. So, when I come home and my husband asks me, what kind of food do you want today? I don't want to make another choice.
No, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I understand. When did you start working with finance?
So I finished Stockholm School of Economics when I was, 24 probably. So that's when I came into the private equity, to the investment world. So that was sort of a finance job, but you evaluated companies through a finance perspective. Yeah. So I would say 24, but when I became a CFO, that was when I was 33.
33.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. This is an extra question. How so far do you like your career? Like or love?
No, but I love it. I love it. I think like the previous job I had was very exciting because I became quite high up in the hierarchy, being a board member. And you got to meet a lot of different entrepreneurs, got to join the companies from a board level and many different industries, so it was very broad. But now here at Voyado, it's more narrowed down because I work with operational stuff. So I think I love the broadness in my role, and now it's a bit more narrow, but it's still broad in the sense of Voyado. So I love not working with the same thing over and over. No, just
so you get to
different perspective is my cup of tea.
I understand. I'm kind of like that. I don't like to work with the same thing all the time. What inspires you and motivates you?
Motivation, I get a lot from lifting heavy weights. Becoming stronger. So, as you know, I go to the gym every day and trying to... it's like meditation for me. Because when you're in that zone and you're going to do the max of back squat, you don't think about anything else.
Thinking about the strength, the muscle group.
And also what inspires me, challenges. When someone tells me that is impossible, you're like, I'm going to prove you wrong.
That's my mom. She says everything is possible. She doesn't care if you went, because she wanted me to become a doctor. Okay. And I'm like, I don't like sciences. Like up to now, I don't like anything to do with physics.
Yeah.
Chemistry. She still thinks I can become a doctor. She's like, everything is possible.
Yeah, everything is possible.
What are some of the obstacles that you have faced in your career?
No, I think first of all it was actually all the old men, or not. They probably wasn't too old, but some of them. I can remember the first meeting where, like the first board meeting, there was only like old men, and one old man asked me if I was the secretary. And you know, those type of comments, the comments that I referred to before, saying to me that I should stay at home, take care of kids. A lot of, when I moved to Paris, a lot of the interviews, they saw I had a ring on my finger, and they was like, okay, so you're well, you, and I explained I wasn't married yet, but they still, okay, but why are you here then? You should just focus on being a proper wife. So a lot of that was quite challenging in the beginning of my career. I don't think I would ever meet that again, because now I'm getting wrinkles, so I'm getting older. But that has also inspired me in some way to go back to those people and saying, look, hey,
here I am.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm so thinking that this was like a few years back.
Yeah,
it was like a modern time.
Absolutely.
Why do you think it's still like that in this modern time?
I think some industries have changed better than others. So I think in the industry, like heavy industry, there you have a lot of like traditional setup with the old, like another generation, and they are shifting slowly, but it takes time. And you know, I always said that if because in Sweden some of the politicians wanted to force in that we should have like a quota for women being on board level, but that's like up here. And I think what you need to do is to incentivize women down here, grassroots levels, to work more, to earn more. And I think that's where you need to start, and not from up here.
Yeah, I understand.
So I think pushing more on having, like, for example, the maternity leave. I think that's the worst thing that can happen to a woman, because then if you take 1 year or 1.5 years, and then you take all of the sickness at home, you will fall behind.
You fall behind.
So I think having that mindset in an organization, within the family, in order to split or to get help from outside. So my dad took half a year of the paternity leave for my daughter. So he came 8 o'clock in the morning and left 6 o'clock at night. And that made me being able to go back to work.
Yeah, and even like not fall back a lot.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, actually I've never seen it from that point of view. But I understand why some countries still have, because Amsterdam doesn't have like a 1 year leave.
No.
They have a short time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and it helps mentally as well, because some people are...
An example for me, who I didn't want to be at home for 1 year, so I split it also with my husband took half and half, but I needed to go back to work with my second child after a couple of weeks. So then I had to pay for a babysitter or for a nanny, because there is nowhere I can put a child under 1 year in kindergarten in Sweden, for example. So it is a very generous system here in Sweden, but it also limits you in some way if you want to take another way.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, in Amsterdam they have like a baby nanny.
Yeah,
takes care of kids under 1 year.
Yeah, and we don't have it here.
No, we don't. If you went back in time when you're at 18 years old, what advice would you give yourself?
I think don't take everything so serious. Loosen up a bit, and because I think a lot of people around me has taken a lot of shortcuts, and sometimes you can probably take some shortcuts and still succeed.
What do you mean by shortcuts? Because now, a reminder, because this is for like most young people.
Yeah.
And you're not old, actually. You're 36. Just so young. And it's like within this age group that I'm aiming to. Yeah. And most of them are like, I can't. And I feel like that point is very critical, because most people, I think they're taking life serious. But why would you...
No, because for example, if you say I can't, is there any way around where you can? Is there someone that you can ask? You don't always have to solve everything yourselves. You can ask for help. So try to find paths and solutions to achieve your goal. And you don't have to do it 100% by yourself. You can ask for help.
Yeah.
I think that would be my advice. Because I've seen other colleagues like doing stuff sometimes in an easier way, taking shortcuts in some way, and being able to go home from work earlier. And of course, in the long run, it's probably not the best way. But then sometimes you need to know, okay, this is good enough. This is what I can do, and now I've done my best, let's move forward.
Yeah, I understand.
And don't take everything so personal.
In what sense? In the current?
Yeah, but for example, if you get criticized at work, you need to separate. Okay, this is who is Veronica in person, and what am I doing as a work task, and get those two separate, because you can have a good relationship with your boss, but then you can probably still do something that is wrong with your work task, and try to separate that so you don't get too personal and offended if you get criticized by
feedback. Actually, I've learned this recently.
Okay.
I feel like I've worked in the environments where feedback was not a thing.
Yeah.
And then I went into the career world where you get feedback from your bosses. And that's actually a good point, not to take it personal, but to learn from the mistakes and make it better.
Yeah. And then also, as a human being, you tend to listen to all the negative stuff. So as a manager, I always try to give 4 positive things, and then in relationship to 1 bad, because you tend to listen to the only bad. So even if I give you 10 and I say something that you need to work on, you're going to focus on the thing that you need to work on and not listen to the things that are part. So try to do that more.
What is your best career advice to young people?
I think it is to show that you are ambitious, actually, because when I look at people around me, I don't blame them for doing something that is wrong, but at least they've tried. They've put an effort. That's the most important for me, and I think people will see that. So to show to the if you want to have a career, show your manager or whoever that you're putting your effort into the work. Yeah,
and that's very important, to be honest. Balancing life. How have you balanced? Because I know you have a lot of decisions to make, a big position. How have you balanced that with family and social life?
To be honest, I haven't. And I think you need to. You have 24 hours in a day, and you can't stretch it because you only have 24 hours in a day. So I get help outside. I pick up my kids once a week, and that's on Fridays. And because I know if I would pick them up for more days a week, that would be more stressful for me. So my way of balancing is to realize that I won't be able to be a super mom picking up from kindergarten every day. So I come home from work 1 hour before they go to bed, and then I log in again when they are asleep. So to be honest, I haven't balanced my life, so I'm not going to sit here and lie about that.
But it's great to know what your strengths are.
Yeah.
And also because I think when you put a lot of pressure on yourself, it gets too much and then you sink.
Absolutely. And I think I have a very understanding husband, so even if I'm not taking care of the kids as much as he is doing, he still lets me go training every morning, because he knows that if I'm not doing that, I become a horrible person. so I think learning how much your your body and your brain can handle, and what you can do in order to help yourself handling. So I think working out for me takes away a lot of stress.
A lot of stress.
Yeah.
Kind of like for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't work out to be like very skinny. Of course, I would like to be strong and all of that. But most of the time, if I'm not in the gym for like 2 weeks, 2-3 times, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not functioning. Those were the questions. So I've interviewed you and I've learned a lot in just this short period of time.
Nice.
So I really hope that you guys have taken something out of this, and thank you really so much for coming.
No problem.
You can just say something, one last word to. Yeah.
No, but I think just go out there and pursue your dreams, and nothing is impossible, but not everything is possible either. So I think try to follow your dream and just be persistent. That is my advice.
Persistent.
Yeah.
That's the word. Thank you very much, Erica.
Thank you
very much.
Clara! Yeah, Clara!